What up, everybody? The opening scene of Ghost Season 3, Episode 9 had Tariq and Kane facing off and getting into a little bit of a fight. In this video, I want to examine the conversation they were having before getting into the fight when Kane told Tariq that everything bad that has happened to his family is because of Tariq. This is after Tariq told Kane that the whole situation of Effie getting arrested and the whole Rico case was Kane's dumb fault. Then Tariq went on to say Kane is obsessed with him and he peeps that. So today I'm breaking down this conversation and looking at the genesis of their relationship and whose fault it is. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. Who brought all the bad on the Tejada family? Kane or Tariq, or maybe you even feel like it's Monet to blame or somebody else. Let me know in the comments. After killing his father, Tariq was trying to receive his inheritance, but one of the conditions was that he had to graduate from a 4-year university. So Tasha got the help from Simon Stern to get Tariq into Stansfield University. However, one of the conditions to attending Stansfield is that Tariq would have to tutor star basketball player Ezekiel Cross. Tariq was also Zeke's roommate, so Zeke invited Rick to a party that his Aunt Monet was throwing for him. This was Tariq's first introduction to the Tejada family. Tariq soon found out what the Tejadas were into, and needing money to pay for Davis, Rick convinced Monet to go into business with him. This was actually perfect timing for Monet to switch up because the GTG gang, who handled a good part of the Tejada street operation, was getting hot by making videos for IG Live showing guns and money. So Monet moved her entire operation over to Stansfield. This made Kane furious because he was the man in the streets, and in his eyes, she was basically stripping him of his power. Keep in mind, Kane really doesn't care about anyone but himself. He once told Tariq, "I don't care about you, him, or anyone for that matter." Then Kane kidnapped Braden and Trace Weston, forcing them to sell drugs on the street corner. When Detective Ramirez told Monet, this caused chaos in the Tejada household, and when Monet got into Kane's face, he accidentally knocked her to the ground. Then Kane went to the prison to visit Lorenzo, and he was beat down by the COs while leaving at Lorenzo's command. This caused Kane to leave home and rob a church with GTG. But around the same time, Monet was expecting a shipment, and Kane was always there during the shipments for muscle. Diana contacted Kane, and Kane said he would be there. But on the way to the drop, Kane got picked up for his part in the church robbery. So Monet was at the drop all alone with DC Joe, and when she told him she only needed half the coke, DC Joe snapped and she had to kill him. At the same time, Detective Ramirez, who was the Tejada's police protection, got Kane out of jail. In return, Kane killed Detective Ramirez. So Kane convinced GTG that Tariq told Monet that they were bad for business and got her to stop selling to them. But the truth is, Tariq never even heard of GTG at the time. So Kane and Lil Guap sent a young hitter named Bars to kill Tariq during the Stansfield basketball game. But Tariq got the drop and had 2-Bit meet him at the pool where 2-Bit killed Bars and took a picture of Bars and sent it back to Lil Guap. As a result of Bars dying, Lil Guap felt like Kane set him up, so he sought revenge against the Tejadas and targeted Zeke. Luckily, Drew was there at the time chasing behind his boyfriend, Everett, and saved Zeke from Lil Guap. Then Rico was coming to personally make the drop and shot up the Tejada bar in return for her killing DC Joe and stealing his product. At this time, Drew got shot. All Drew had to do to avoid being shot was stay down. After this, Lorenzo smoothed things over with Rico and got Monet a meeting with Rico to talk and re-up. But Monet wasn't going to let Rico slide after shooting Drew and killed Rico, who was also the plug. This left the Tejadas without a plug. The good news is that they had 2 straight shipments that they just jacked and didn't have to pay a dime for. Then Kane followed Tariq to the park while he's meeting up with Jabari and shoots Jabari with intentions to kill Tariq. but Tariq explained to Kane that Jabari was a professor at Zeke's school and to let him kill Jabari, getting us to season 2 where Kane meets Mecca and starts working for him. Mecca had all the weight they could ever ask for, but Monet wasn't hearing it at the time, but she had all that free product she just took from Rico. So Kane evened the playing field, stole the coke, and replaced it with sugar, forcing Monet to turn to him as the connect. At this time, the feds were looking into the deaths of Bars and Jabari Reynolds to see if they were possibly connected. After questioning Carrie Milgram, Detective Whitman turned to Zeke for questioning and placed him as the primary suspect. While the Tejadas were hustling for money to pay for Davis, Drew gets home to find Zeke on the front porch being harassed by a reporter. Drew ended up assaulting the reporter for mentioning his father. Because of this, Zeke is forced to do an interview with Jamel Hill, where he was set up and eventually charged in Jabari's murder, in collusion with Detective Ramirez, paying him to do it. So Kane digs up Ramirez's body for the feds to find, so they would drop the charges on Zeke. At the time of this interview was when Mecca figured out that Zeke was his son and Monet had been lying to him, and began seeking a relationship with Zeke and letting him know the truth. Mecca later went on to expose Zeke's real age to the press, ruining his hopes of an NBA career. But Kane went on and planted Ramirez's badge in Tariq's dorm room. The cops later found that badge during a search and charged Tariq for the double murder of Jabari Reynolds and Detective Ramirez. As a result, Lauren was exposed for wearing a wire. Tariq had a plan to get Lauren out of town, but it was intercepted by Effie, who told Kane, who told Braden to handle it. And we know Effie tried handling it herself, but failed, and Lauren is still alive. Around this same time, the crew came up with a plan to take care of Mecca once and for all. And the plan was successful. But Lorenzo was jealous of Mecca and thought he may be getting played, showed up at Mecca's hangar and shot Zeke in the back on accident, thinking he was killing Mecca. Getting us to season 3 where Lorenzo is doing whatever he can do to cover his own tracks, including setting up a scapegoat IG and having him jump Drew. At this same time, Lauren is alive and cooperating with Jenny Sullivan and tells her about Tariq and Diana on the Stansfield roof, where Jenny later installs a security camera. This same information was later used to catch Diana on the Stansfield roof stashing some bricks of cocaine, and Diana was eventually charged with possession. But not before Monet found out that it was actually Lorenzo who killed Zeke and set her children's father up to die at the hands of Gordo, Drew's boyfriend. So there you have it, everything bad that has happened to the Tejada family. And in my personal opinion, every member of the family has played their part. Kane and Lorenzo to be blamed the most of all. And Tariq should hold none of the blame because he hasn't done anything but help the Tejada family. Everything that has happened was ultimately a result of either Kane sending Bars to kill Tariq or planting Ramirez's badge in Tariq's dorm room. Then again, at the same time, a lot of this would have been prevented if Lorenzo wouldn't have had those COs jump Kane at the prison, and if he wasn't jealous and killed Zeke on accident. At the same time, Drew holds the responsibility of attacking that reporter which forced Zeke to do the interview with Jamel Hill. And Diana and Monet each hold a little blame. Diana for exposing Zeke's true identity at the dinner table, and Monet for hiding Zeke's true identity, either though her mom made that choice for her when she was only 16 years old. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.